I just want to go on my trip with my friends, to Europe. Europe doesn't really need a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I'm just going to Big Ben, to Prague, to Venice, Italy. It's not like New York. Europe doesn't really need a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. What's up, guys? Welcome to Starling on Cinemas, and that's Cinemas with an S. Hope you like my entrance back there. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment on the section below if you're new to this video. And most importantly, watch. Spider-Man Far From Home follows the events of Avengers Endgame, where we see our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man deciding to join his best friends, Ned, MJ, and the rest of the gang on a European vacation overseas. However, Peter's plan to leave superheroics behind for a few weeks quickly backfires on him when he begrudgingly agrees to help Nick Fury uncover the mysterious events of several elemental creature attacks. Spider-Man and Mysterio join forces to fight the havoc across the continent of Europe. But not everything is not what it seems. So, how do I feel about the story of Spider-Man Far From Home? Well, let's just say this. It's great that the Infinity Saga has an aftermath to the climax, because every great story must have a resolution. Every great story must answer the question, where do we go from here? And this is at least a start. We're not in phase 4, I get it. We're not exactly in phase 4 right now, but this is a start. So, if you could have any questions after Avengers Endgame, it would be, what would the world look like after the blip? And the blip, if y'all don't know, is the decimation is the snap that kills half, and the blip is the snap that brings back the same half. So the question is, what would the world look like after the blip and the absence of the Avengers? There is no better place to find the answer than Spider-Man Far From Home. Because since the fans and audience and everybody on Earth in the MCU has witnessed the resurrection of half of the universe, including our favorite Marvel heroes, people have started to believe anything miraculous could happen. Like, even if you're a character in this fictional franchise, you'll believe anything. And speaking of which, the theme of this movie is the idea of perception versus deception. Just like the characters in this movie, Sony and Marvel Studios take advantage of this concept of deception and deceit while drawing us into another seemingly world-ending scheme, with a bunch of elemental monsters causing destruction. But we know how that turns out. One of the best plot twists is one that audiences were shocked to see, and one that fans could see coming from a mile away. We, of course, find out that Mysterio is a fraud and just an actor who majors in special effects and plans to use this tech to gain fame and praise from the world since the Avengers are retired. And that's pretty great. The timing, the thing that's great about Mysterio is just his timing of coming into the MCU. Like, he's considered a celebrity. He's trying to be a celebrity. He's trying to be this new superhero that wants to take over with all these Avengers gone. And I love how they recycled somewhat of a plot hole in Civil War and using that as a huge plot point in Far From Home as a way to make for a clever twist, while at the same time giving another one of Tony Stark's inventions as a way of remembering him. The characters. Time to put these back on. The characters. We have only seen Spider-Man in the MCU 4 times prior to these events. That consists of Captain America Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming, Infinity War, and Endgame. And this movie really gives him a lot of growth as a character and helps Tom Holland to mature as an actor. Spidey has come such a long way from the comics to the TV to the animation to the live action films. I am a Tobey Maguire man myself. I have grown up in that area. I will always love and cherish those 3 movies. Even though Tom Holland is the best for this generation, this new era of comic book movie lovers. But the thing is, once again, Tom proves that becoming Spider-Man is his true destiny, his power, and responsibility. The thing that makes this movie different from from most MCU films and other Spider-Man movies is that everywhere the movie takes place in the different parts of Europe is exactly where they filmed it. Now, Avengers Age of Ultron, you'll say, these movies are known for going international, overseas. But Avengers Age of Ultron is the only other MCU story that I can think of where the story takes place across the entire globe. But the Spider-Man, for the first time, is being taken overseas, which we have never thought of before. Like, we're used to seeing him swing from skyscrapers, not the Eiffel Tower and Big Ben. Far From Home not only saw Spider-Man go overseas, but it saw him leveling up as a hero by working with Nick Fury and Maria Hill. While we all thought that was a Spider-Man movie with some Avengers level threats, it turns out it's not. It's really a story about Peter trying to fall in love with MJ, and I can relate to that because that's how I feel. That's like the relationship that he and MJ has is the kind I picture myself in. But this is what the reason why she's trying to fall in love with MJ is because he's convinced that MJ likes him. And plus, MJ seems more Peter's type anyway than Liz Allen was in Spider-Man Homecoming. Liz Allen was a popular girl, and no offense, but MJ is an unpopular one, but yeah, she's more on Peter's level. She's more, I guess you'll say, nerdy and awkward or whatnot. But the romance between Tom Holland and Zendaya on screen together is just bittersweet. And I know, like I said, for me personally, this looks like a relationship I would be perfectly fine having. Peter's best friend Ned isn't as prominent in this movie as he was in Homecoming, but Mysterio certainly served as one friend that Peter seemed to need. And notice I said seemed. Since he really misses his late mentor, Mysterio, in my opinion, is now the best live-action Spider-Man villain since Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man 3. The thing that makes the Master of Illusion so compelling is that he makes you believe, even though you don't want to. It's like your mind plays tug-of-war. He's like, no. Well, that building is burning, so I guess so. The scene where Spider-Man was going through the different illusions and the weird imagery was Mysterio straight out of the comics. Though Jake Gyllenhaal brought his own spin on Mysterio, all them eye-popping visuals are certainly reminiscent of the comics, whether it's him going big or just some weird animation taking Spider-Man through different sequences. It is something reminiscent of the comics, video games, and even the 90s animated series. If you're a millennial, you know what I'm talking about. The other thing to point out is not only Mysterio, but the way they used him. In the comics, Quentin Beck is a hypnotist, illusionist, a stuntman, and an actor who uses holographic technology in his suit to create the unreal. In the movie, he uses the binarily augmented retro framing, or BARF, as an asset for his speciality in special effects, which is an amazing and spectacular twist. Because BARF, like I said, this was a seemingly throwaway plot point in Civil War, but yet it was picked back up in order to support the narrative for Far From Home. I thought it was really great. Currently, Rotten Tomatoes gives Spider-Man Far From Home 90% score. Spider-Man Far From Home wasn't just the sequel to Homecoming, it was the resolution to Avengers Endgame that perfectly draws Phase 3 to a close with great character development in Spider-Man's journey, an unforgettable twist, and a cliffhanger that will leave you wanting more. And speaking of which, it has recently been announced like Marvel Phase 4 had just got delayed again. I know it's sad. If you follow the Cosmic Wonder, you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, please subscribe to that man. He's great. He will keep you up to date with all things related to Marvel and everything relating to the MCU. So he said that Phase 4 got delayed again, but as far as Spider-Man 3 goes, they're supposed to, I forgot everything he said, most of the things he said, but he said that Spider-Man 3, the untitled Spider-Man 3, should at least be finished filming by February of 2021. And so I'm ready. I'm ready to see where this next part of Spider-Man's journey takes him. If it takes him to some dark places, that's fine. If it really challenges him to go and step up, because like you saw the end of the movie. If you've seen it, you've seen the end of the movie. That Peter is not safe. The stakes are high now for this character. He's not safe. Even if he's Peter Parker, he's still in trouble. Even if he's Spider-Man, he's in trouble. He can't go nowhere. So that is my review on Spider-Man Far From Home. You can let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys next time with my next video. Bye.